Okay, so every piece that I've done is on like a little panel, and 6x6 panel, and every piece I'm kind of going into it trying to with an objective, something I'm trying to learn or practice or whatever. And so this is one that I recently finished. Cool. This one I think got a sneak peek in the last video, but it's finished now.
The background was definitely not green.
Yeah, it was. I think it was red or something. Yeah,
and you said it was going to be green.
So my goal with this one was to practice on a highly metallic subject matter, which is what I did. And I did all of that. As I said in the past, I've been doing no more than 5 colors. So this was all with five colors.
That's kind of a fun little.
I like how that one turned out. But I was kind of disappointed with that one because I was so focused on the metal and the shininess. I wasn't as loose as I wanted to be, and that's part of the reason I wanted to do the series was to loosen up a little bit, not be so tight and over rendery as it were.
Okay. Over
rendery. Yeah.
I'm sure.
So then I came up with this guy, this gorilla. And
oh boy, he's cool.
That one is better along the lines of the looseness, right? You can see certain areas. I really like where there are certain parts of the painting that are really loose and then other parts that are really tight, which is where your eye goes to.
Yeah.
So that is that one. I still might do a few little things on this one, but that's mostly done. Then the next one, and the one I'm very excited about, was doing a portrait. And people who know me from way back, like that's kind of has always been one of my best talents was capturing likenesses. I mean, these little drawings that I've done for Kim over the years, things, and I've always enjoyed that. But I have not done a portrait in a long time.
Probably a couple years.
I've kind of really been interested in doing other things, landscapes and animals and things like that. So I was like, I want to see if I can still do faces. And I know that probably sounds dumb. It's like, you can't do faces. But I was rusty. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to see if I could pull it off. And literally, I don't think I've ever done a portrait in oil, ever. The kids reminded me that one of Ginny with the Don't Stop Believin'.
Yeah,
it was a little baby
small.
face. And it wasn't,
the whale is the hero of that
very
one,
big. So
sure.
I got to do Mr. Willy Wonka.
That was so good.
And so there you go. That one is done. It's still actually wet, so I have to be careful with this one as I drop it.
No.
But yeah, that was one, and this is what happens with portraits: is I get to a certain point, and I'm like, not gonna make it. This is not working. It's bad. And it was his eyes. Something was wrong with his eyes, and I kept working on it, and then it popped into place. I got it just right. And I don't know what you guys think, but I'm very happy with how this one turned out.
Brenda and Helen said the exact same thing. Wow. Which I know was like my reaction to you guys. Like, wow, how did you, first of all, how? And then the color is really cool to me. I love the color, the feel. It just you feel like you're entering into his world. Mm-hmm. Kind of like that mystical purple candy land, right? Yeah. So you nailed it. Could we look at it through your phone? Would that be kind of fun too?
Yeah.
There's a lot of detail that I'm sure that the distance is not showing. Good to see you, Tyler and Christy. There's so many awesome people here tonight. That's awesome.
All right.
Okay, let's see if we can get a little closer. Yes, you guys, you have to see this closer. Right?
You get pretty good.
Yeah,
that's where it starts to fade out.
Pretty awesome. And the hair,
I love the hair. That's what the color of the hair and the lighting was pretty cool.
Rich asks, do his eyes follow you when you move in the room? Seems like they would. All of his portraits do that, Rich. I don't know how he does that. I don't know if that's a trait of all portrait artists. You know, if you guys all do that or if that's just you.
I don't know.
Beth says, looks great, and you nailed the eyes. Looks right through you. I know. Thank you. Right?
Yeah, the eyes, that's what was the key. And it was just like, that's what's hard doing people whether it's a family member or a famous person, is you just know them. Like, I'm a big Star Wars fan, and there's not a lot of people who can do Harrison Ford right. Drew Struzan is one of my favorite artists.
True. Yep.
Does a great job with Harrison Ford, but a lot of times you're like, something, and you don't even know what's wrong with it. It's just like, something's not quite right. So it's very hard. Now, the downside, so every painting I try to accomplish something, and then afterwards I kind of evaluate it, and then it kind of gets me thinking like, okay, now what? Now what do I do next? And so the one thing I wasn't happy with is I think I was over rendery again. And that's kind of my training as an illustrator and trying to make things look exactly right. I don't use enough of my artistic license.
Yes.
I'm too much of a slave to what the picture shows, and I'm trying to make it exactly like that. And I got a little bit too tight than I would like to, but again, giving myself a break because that wasn't the point of this one. It was just to see if I could do the likeness. So now maybe the next one, I'm not sure. I might do another portrait and then try to loosen it up a little bit and get a little bit more creative with it.
Hildy is wondering if you could take the hair color from Willy Wonka and put it in her hair. And I would like to also be at that party if we could have some fun. That would be awesome, Hildy.
Yeah, you just have to get some really cool lights. I think that's all that is. Just like pink and purple lights.
I don't know. It's worth a try, right? Yeah. That's awesome.
So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will. I'm going to be posting those probably on Instagram. You can check it out at Escape Adulthood, which is my Instagram handle, along with more of my thoughts on these paintings as they go along. But thought it'd be kind of fun to share that. So thank you for
you.
Yes.
And feel free to throw questions out. We can answer them later in the show too. How many of these do you predict that you will make?
I don't know.
I mean, it really is having to do with the studio being under construction. But like, if you had to guess, what would you say?
Well, that's the other thing is the other paintings I was trying to get done in less than 2 hours.
That's not happening.
Really took me longer.
Yeah.
So that'll be another goal. Is like, okay, what would
shorter?
A portrait look like in an hour and a half? Like, and then it's done. Like, just let it be.
That would be crazy.
We'll see. But yeah, I don't know how many.
We're looking at least 20.
Right? Possibly, yeah. I think he said it would probably be June.
Yeah.
End of June before the studio is completely done. So
yeah.
Yeah. Exciting. Rich asked, how many painting hours so far this year? I don't know exactly, but I know I'm on pace. I'm on pace to the day. I'm supposed to average about 8 hours a week, I think. And so far, so good. But we've been taking a little bit of a break this week, kind of like a pretend staycation spring break. And it's hard not being in a routine.
Yeah.
So,
right.
But I'm so far, so good. So thank you for asking.
Yeah.